Huh? What are you doing in my swamp?
Hello everybody, this is Ogreboy, and I'm going to be doing my review for the 1942 movie, The Mummy's Tomb. So, this movie takes place 30 years after The Mummy's Hand, and, in this movie, Andoheb and Karis, travel to the US to get revenge on the Banning family after the events of the previous movie. So this is a alright movie. It's kind of a rehash of stuff that happened in the previous movie. Like the first 12 minutes of the movie is just a big exposition dump explaining the events of the last movie and showing little clips of footage for it just to round out the time. And then the rest of the movie is the mummy going around attacking people in the Banning family and everything, and kind of undoes the ending of the first one where the people that survived or the second movie, I mean, people that survived kind of start getting killed off by this mummy, and eventually the main character's son ends up having to go after him and go after the mummy and stuff and everything. It's like I said, it's an okay movie. It's not the best Universal monster movie, but I think it's so far my favorite out of the Mummy movies. I like that they did something different. They took it in a different setting, and I did like that about it. And I think the makeup effects and stuff on Lon Chaney Jr. is really cool. He looks really good as the mummy in this movie. They did a really great job with that, and he did a good job playing him. But the rest of the cast are all fine too in their roles and everything. But this isn't really anything new for the Universal monster movies. It has a lot of stuff that you expect out of these movies. The ending and stuff, it feels like it's just right out of Frankenstein. The way the house is burning and stuff, it's like stuff we've seen before in these movies many times, done better and everything. And you could tell they were kind of starting to lose ideas of how to do these movies at this time. But I will say it did have some pretty good cinematography, and the special effects are still hold up pretty well like they normally do and stuff. They were pretty good on that, and the movie's really short. It's only an hour long, so it's barely even a movie, really, to be honest. It goes by pretty quickly. I wasn't bored at all, and I think a lot of times when movies are this short it doesn't work, but I think in the case of this one it actually did kind of work a little bit, because the previous two movies were both a little bit over an hour, about an hour and 15 minutes or so, and they kind of dragged a little bit in the middle, and this one doesn't really drag because once they do the exposition dump, they just get straight to the point with the story, and I like that about it. I think it was pretty cool, and I don't know if we have, like, it feels like there were some things in here that kind of remind me of like Halloween and stuff, like they took inspiration from some of this stuff in this movie. I don't know if they did or not, like the way the mummy is creeping around the house and stuff. It's a V-shot, but kind of reminded me of Halloween a little bit in that way. But I think this was alright. It's fun and it works for what it is. So I say I'd give The Mummy's Tomb a 7 out of 10. It's entertaining, and I don't mind rewatching it and everything. Like I said, I'm kind of glad that it did have that exposition dump at the beginning of the movie, because it's been a couple months since I watched The Mummy's Hand, and to be honest, I don't really remember much about that movie. So this movie kind of being a refresher on it to me kind of worked and made it was kind of cool, and everything just kind of reminded me of what happened in it. But this movie really does recycle a lot of the stuff that happens in that movie, like even the ending and stuff, like the way the mummy dies and stuff is pretty much the same way he died in the last one, and they recycle a lot in this movie. But I think all in all, this one is pretty decent. So anyway, let me know in the comments what you think of the Mummies 2, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and have a good day, everybody.